Aries, hi. So this is going to be a reading for February 13th through the 19th, and I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Aries. The overall energy for the reading, the Magician. So you're trying to manifest something here in regards to a possible connection you may have with someone. Let's see. In the recent past, the Nine of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. Refusing to let this connection go. This is not going anywhere. I'm not letting it go. I don't care what happens. This one is not going to get away from me. Refusing. In the current situation, the Ten of Cups, the Empress, the Four of Swords, there's healing, there's love, and there's that energy that you're dealing with in this. And it feels like through your healing, you're getting some intense, great energy, I would say, tied up to this one. So, feels good. In the immediate future, though, the King of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords. There's something you're feeling about this situation, something quite powerful. It is tied up to your heart here. There's a lot of love, but there's something quite deceptive around that too, which I don't know what it is yet. We'll have to clarify and see. Yeah, let's do that. Let me clarify the Magician. The Five of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Justice card. Okay, so there could be something off about the situation currently in terms of maybe it's not altogether there. Because I do see you manifesting a sense of bringing it back together into balance. Definitely out of balance here with the Five of Cups, how it presents itself right now. So let's do the Four of Pentacles. The Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Moon. Ooh, that's definitely a whole lot of control that you're not even realizing, is on your side on this one. Lots of stubbornness, though. This is like, I'm willing to do anything so that this doesn't go away from me. Quite the controlling energy here that shows up, which, again, I get the sense that you didn't even realize that there was so much hanging on to this situation at that point. Let me do the Four of Wands. Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. All right, so you may have been forced out of this situation in terms of, no matter how much you fought to keep it together, it may have been, ultimately out of your hands, because a lot of the times we think we have control over things, but it's proven to us over and over again that no, not really. So I see you kind of, whether willingly or not willingly, walking away from this situation. But what that did is it kind of pointed you towards self-love. Towards finding that place of balance within yourself, rather than focusing on this situation over and over again. So there's definitely a whole lot of healing involved once you were possibly forced to let this go. Man, that's a lot of, I keep on being pulled into that energy that started all of this, and it's like, oof, that's a lot. That's a lot of you kind of like, no, this isn't going anywhere. So that must have been quite difficult when I see you just walking away from it. Again, whether you wanted it or not. But it ultimately led to your healing there. So let's do the Ten of Cups now in the current situation. The Three of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress. There's an element of stability that's tied up to this other energy where I feel like there's a lot of pain in there in terms of you may be feeling the love of this situation when you're, you know, going within your heart. You may be experiencing that. There's just the uncertainty of whether or not this will be physically present in your life, or if it is it gonna stay? There's a little bit of pain surrounding that aspect here for you. Let's do the Empress. The Five of Pentacles, the Devil, the Ace of Wands. Yeah. And it's not about control anymore, but it's about trusting this time around. You know, you kind of figured out that lesson with control there, but right now it's kind of like, are you willing to release this and trust that if it's meant to be for you, it's going to stay, or, you know, it's going to come back at a later time. There's a struggle here that you're experiencing with this. Kind of like, can I trust that this is, you know, meant to be in my life, or maybe not meant to be in my life? Can I just trust the process of letting go to see what happens? Completely letting this other energy go. In here, you released the energy of control over wanting for things to turn out in a certain way, but now it's kind of like you've gotten to the next stage of release, which is, can you release this person completely and see what happens? And you're having a hard time with that here. And it's your fear that isn't allowing you to release this completely. And it's coming through as a pattern, as something you may want to look at, something you may want to heal. And I see you wanting to heal that, and I see you wanting to work with this energy. It's very, ooh, man. First letting go of control, then letting go, then letting go of everything. Yeah, that's the point. You know, it's very challenging. This is one of those challenging parts of healing where you just trust. You fall into a place of freedom, independence within yourself. You just know you. Everything else, no clue. Can you trust that, you know, everything is going to align? Everything that needs to align is going to align. You know, for the Four of Swords, you get the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Six of Cups. What you're doing through your healing and the stage you're at with this part especially is you're starting to get better and better at really feeling good about yourself, where you're at, you know, things like that. But there's still a little bit of a part of you that's waiting for something to happen here, which is telling me you haven't fully released. Because if you were to release fully this person, or whatever may happen with this person, you wouldn't expect anything anymore. You're still kind of waiting there. Just a tiny little part of you. So it's kind of like, almost like you're getting used to, I'm doing good, I can take care of myself, I build a sense of independence, a sense of stability, I'm all good without them. But a part of you is still not letting them fully go, not fully trusting this process, you know. Which is, I mean, there's a lot of progress even to get to this point, so. Yeah, it's a process. It's a process, it's going to take time. It's going to take a whole lot of trust, massive trust. And I know it's a difficult one. Let's do the King of Cups in the immediate future, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Strength card. Your heart is like all in it, and there's no issue with that. There's absolutely no issue that you have that, and you know how that is, and you know how you feel in there for the situation. And it almost looks like you've fully embraced that, fully accepted that, and fully embraced that. The problem is it's interfering with you in the physical world, and you in the physical world brings in the mind, and the mind wants things. It wants stuff. It's not able to just sit there and accept things for how they are, and trust especially. Poof, no, the mind is going to question it. So in your heart there's a whole lot of acceptance over where things are at, even if they're good or not good, you know. Let's do the Nine of Swords. That's when it's being brought to the mind here. Whew. The Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Lover. So the mind, once it's being brought to the mind level, this whole energy of love that you feel in your heart, with acceptance, with trusting, because that's where you trust from, the mind is like, okay, we got to do something about this. Like, we can't just let, we feel what we feel. Let's do something about this. Because the mind does that. That's why people, a lot of the times, are in this dilemma of, well, if I'm feeling what I'm feeling, what do you mean accepting it and not doing anything about it? Well, who the hell said we have to do something about it? And that's always the mind that pushes us to do things or not do things, Even not doing things is doing things. So when you live through your heart in the moment, the heart doesn't tell you, hey, go closer to that tree, you'll feel it a little. No. The heart just sits with you there in acceptance over your proximity to the tree and things like that, It's not going to guide you to, it may guide you from the inside, your intuition or your senses may do that. Not your heart. Your heart is going to feel as you go along, It's not going to point you to, go closer, go further, go hop down, hop up 1,000 times, and then you'll feel a little, no. That's the mind. So it's very interesting how the transference from your heart, where there's full acceptance, to your mind, and your mind engages you. Okay, we got to do something about it. And then the Five of Swords, which is the deceptive energy tied up to all of this. Let's see. The Queen of Wands, the Chariot, the Four of Wands. Yeah. This whole energy is coming right back to challenge you to work with it possibly a little more. Because it's like, well, if the mind tells me I feel this, and based on what I feel, I got to do something about it, so let's. The need to control is coming back into play. The need to, okay, I love them, so I got to make it happen, is coming back into. It's just a little more emphasis on this energy right here. Instead of challenging you to release, it's challenging you to do the opposite, to do something about it. Because it's just how it plays out, and from the outside you can see it a little better. When you're involved in it, you don't necessarily see it. You feel that drive, that which you don't necessarily know where it's coming from, but you confuse it with your heart. Because my heart feels this, I gotta do this. No, not really. Because your heart feels this, your mind tells you to do this. So there are two separate things there. But it's all part of this lesson of releasing, basically, trusting, seeing what happens, which I know is not easy. It's not easy, but it's also not impossible. And when you get to that point, there's so much freaking freedom within that you probably never experienced before. But from the universe, you get the Seven of Swords, the Judgment card, the Two of Pentacles. It's hard. I know it's hard. Lately, I get that a lot, especially from the universe, almost like a message from you to me, like a response to these things. It's like, you know what? It's challenging. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And I feel like I'm going back and forth, and I feel like sometimes there's no progress. And it's very difficult, and screw it all. I'm not doing this. And then kind of coming back to it, like, yeah, I know. Once I started, I can't really get out, but, I'm frustrated, and I know it's frustrating, and it's very challenging. Again, I get you. I get exactly where you're at. I'm human. I've been there. I am there all the time. So it's like, I know where you're at. So yeah, from the universe is kind of like your response to this. Fuck this. I'm not doing this. It's too difficult. When you get frustrated, but you're still doing it. You're still at it. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.